Kazakhstan is one of those countries that you don't hear too much about, but it's a wild country filled with adventure, and today we're going to learn about how amazing this place is. Hey everybody, how is it going? Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. My name is Dave Walpole, and welcome to FTD Facts. More specifically, welcome to our Monday episodes where I always look at new countries from around the world, really expanding our minds. And yeah, I got a playlist about that, but we'll talk about that later. Because right now we are going to focus and learn about Kazakhstan. Now, for me, when I think of Kazakhstan, well, before doing this video, I thought it was kind of like an empty country. You'll have to excuse my Western side negligence, but we don't really hear about that country at all from where I'm from, so we're going to fix that. And before I get into that, I want to know from you guys, what type of government do you think is in Kazakhstan? Let me know in the poll up there. But let's get started and let's look at some of the basics. Kazakhstan is actually called the Republic of Kazakhstan, which gives you an idea or a clue of what type of government it is. And if we look at good old Google Maps, thank you very much, Google, as much as I disagree with your monetization percentage share, because you know YouTube is part of Google. I'm not going to get into that. But getting back to Kazakhstan, it is dead center in Central Asia. And it has a land size of 2,724,900 kilometers, which makes it rank 9th in the world. That being also said, Kazakhstan uses the metric system. Don't ask me when that came into effect. It did at some point. I don't know when. However, Kazakhstan is also classified as the largest landlocked country, which some of you guys may be like, wait, no, Dave, it's not landlocked because it's, got the shoreline of the Caspian Sea, so it doesn't count. Well, by definition, a landlocked country is a country that is surrounded by other countries or by a closed-off sea in which the Caspian Sea is closed off to the ocean. Currently, it has 5 countries that surround it. These are the nations of Russia, China, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and the one hiding off in the corner, which I almost missed, and that is Turkmenistan. Russia, however, has the biggest border of this, but one thing to be noted when it comes to its coastline, it comes in at over 1,894 kilometers. Also, because it's classified as a sea and not an ocean, that means Kazakhstan does not have a maritime status at all. And also, side note, although it does have that coastline, only about 1.7% of the entire country has fresh water. Now let's jump over, let's look at the population. Now currently it is estimated that there is about 18,448,600 people, making this country rank 19th largest in the world. And by that I mean largest as in population. I don't mean the people of Kazakhstan are giants. No, they're just like everybody else. Also, with that being said, the last census was done in 2017, in which it was slightly over 18 million people. With that, however, this country actually ranks pretty low in terms of density. As a matter of fact, because of the population with land size, there is about 7 people per kilometer square, making the country rank 236th. Which also makes me wonder what kind of people are in Kazakhstan. In today's world, about 65.5% of the people identify as Kazakh, where 21.6% identify as Russian. After that, you've also got the Uzbeks, Ukrainians, and Germans are surprisingly in there, as well as Tatar and many others. And to dive a little further into that, when it comes to religion, about 65% of the total population identify as Muslim, where about 26% identify as Christian. Which makes me wonder how many internal conflicts are there within that country. Hopefully not a lot. Now, Kazakhstan has also been around since 1465. Back then, it was known as the Kazakh Khanate, which evolved out of the Golden Horde, which was a Khanate that evolved out of the Mongol Empire. By the way, if you don't know what a Khanate or Khanate is, don't worry about it. It's basically another form of government. It's just not used more in the West. Speaking of governments, Kazakhstan identifies as a unitary parliamentary constitutional republic. God, that was hard to say. So if you got that one right, awesome. This basically means that Kazakhstan has one president currently, as of the time of recording this video. It is Nasim Jomart Tokayev, and there is also a prime minister who currently is Askar Mamin. For their legislature, they also have an upper house known as the Senate and a lower house known as the Mazhili. Keep in mind, it wasn't always like this. Kazakhstan was a part of the Soviet Union and Soviet Russia, which was communist. This was obviously until 1991 when it split off because the Soviet Union collapsed. Shortly after that, in 1995, Kazakhstan got its own constitution. It's kind of interesting if you think about it. A lot of ex-Soviet, states and countries, they don't really have communism anymore. I guess it wasn't that popular. In today's world, the capital of the country is Nur-Sultan. It is the second largest city with over 1 million people. The biggest, of course, is Almaty, which was the capital from 1991 to 1997. And currently it has a population of over 2 million people, which actually has about 8% of the entire country's population. Keep in mind, an actual recording of how many people live in the metropolitan area has not been taken, so it's kind of a loose figure. It's also important to note that the country has had 2 capitals in its short time since 1991. Nur-Sultan was originally called Astana until it was renamed in 1998. Ooh, I also forgot to mention the languages of the country. You've got Kazakh and Russian as the 2 official languages. Russian is the co-official language. But one of the most interesting things is that Kazakhstan has its own unique form of scripture or writing. It's kind of a combination between Russian Cyrillic and, of course, Latin and Arabic scripture. It's a little bit different, and as a matter of fact, for a long time they used the Cyrillic alphabet, but as of recent, as a matter of fact, I think 2017 or 18, things have changed with its own alphabet. This is because the government made revisions to the scripture that were put immediately into effect. Some of these revisions were things like apostrophes being kicked out for things like diacrits and diagraphs. So either way, guys, that is a brief look at the great and amazing country of Kazakhstan. I know it's just a basic bit of information, but do not worry because these videos are so short. I generally do part 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. And with that, if you guys are from Kazakhstan or you've been there, you know anything that we've missed, which I know I missed a lot, feel free to put it down there and keep an eye out for part 2. The best way that you can do that is subscribe to the channel and also check out our countries playlist where every single Monday I'm always learning about a new country from around the world. That being said, if any of you guys out there are just into gaming, video gaming, that sort of stuff, maybe a little bit of humor, kind of a podcast sort of thing, feel free to check out my channel, Picky Nerds. It's a new thing that I've been starting, kind of like a sideline to FTD fans. But all those playlists are down there in the description box below, and I'll put them at the end for you so you guys can click away. You guys have yourself a good day. I'm Dave Wapple, and I'll see you later. Bye. Alright guys, so here's the playlist that I was telling you about. Don't forget to leave a comment and a suggestion and like this video. All those lovely I made you guys do so many things in the last couple of seconds. Anyways, you guys have yourself a good one. Bye.